The purpose of this video is to talk about when to use deep breathing, the basics of deep breathing, and some tricks to make deep breathing a little bit more effective. The first situation where you can use deep breathing is during acutely stressful events. The most common are panic attacks, but you can also use them in other situations where your stress gets high. Situations like public speaking, for many people driving, if you're a student taking tests. The other situation where you can use deep breathing is to reduce your general anxiety or your baseline anxiety. And this would be done by doing a little bit of deep breathing every day, and over time your overall anxiety is going to come down. So those are the two scenarios where you can use deep breathing. Now we're going to transition into the basics of deep breathing. The first thing we're going to do is take one hand and put it over your belly button. Take your other hand and put it over your chest. We're going to start by doing this incorrectly. So make your stomach nice and tight, like you're putting on pants that are a little too small, and take a deep breath. So just the hand over your chest goes up and down. This is an example of anxious breathing. Now we're going to contrast that with the correct way, or belly button breathing. So let your top hand stay stationary and let your bottom hand come in and out. This is an example of breathing to your belly button or breathing with your diaphragm. You don't want the pace for deep breathing to be too fast. It should be just a little bit slower than your natural breath. The last piece of basics is effortless breathing. Oftentimes I hear people with a lot of resistance when they deep breathe, and it looks like this. And what we're looking for is effortless breathing, and that tends to be quiet. It looks a little bit more like this. Those were the basics of deep breathing. Now we're going to talk about 4 tricks that you can use to make your deep breathing a little bit more effective. The first trick is breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. The second trick is focusing on the rim of your nose. The third trick is counting while you breathe. And the last trick is having a longer exhale. The first trick is breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. It's pretty self-explanatory. Let's do 2. So in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose, remember to breathe down to your belly button. Out through the mouth. The second trick is to focus on the rim of your nose, or the nares. This transitions your mind from being in the sympathetic or fight and flight response of your nervous system to the parasympathetic, which is the rest and digest. So let's do 2 of those together. So focusing on the rim of your nose, in through your nose, and out through the nose. In through the nose, focus on the nares, and out through the nose, keeping the focus on the nares. The third trick is counting while you breathe, and then we're slowly going to expand the number of counts that we have. We're going to start at 4 counts inhale and 4 counts exhale, and slowly work our way higher. So on 1, start inhaling. So 3, 2, 1, inhale, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, inhale, let's go all the way up to 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, and exhale to 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, inhale, 2, 3, 6, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, inhale to 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. If moving up to 6 or 8 counts was a little stressful, challenging, or caused tension in your torso, stay at the lower number for longer to give your body a chance to adapt to that count. The last trick we're going to do today is a longer exhale. What this does is it keeps the oxygen in your body for a longer period of time so you can absorb more oxygen, which is going to bring down your anxiety. We use this for our patients in the hospital who have COPD, which will increase their overall oxygen saturation, but it also helps with anxiety. So just like we did before, we're going to inhale on beat 1. So 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Now we counted because we're doing the breathing together, but in the future, if you have really high anxiety, don't worry about the counting. Just let your exhale be longer than your inhale. Those were the 4 tricks, but please don't feel like you have to do all of them together. If you find one that works for you, just stick with that. You can also combine them. For example, you can do the counting while you deep breathe, but you can also focus on the rim of the nose while you count. The important thing is that you remember the basics, which is breathing down to the belly button, having it be slow, and also having the breath be effortless. If you've done deep breathing before and you know some additional tricks, please leave it in the comment section. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining me with some deep breathing.